Hello, my name is Hermione Granger, and I'm going to bed. Before either you come up with another idea to get us killed, or worse, expelled. She needs to sort out her priorities. You're watching A Reader's World. Not wearing a sweatshirt because it's finally warm outside. And how long has it been spring? About a month. Today I'm going to be doing my March wrap-up and April TBR. I was doing so well in March in the beginning, but then I had no other books to read, so I had to look everywhere for a book, and there were no books that interest me, and then that resulted in me in a reading slump. So let me show you my opinions and what books I read in March while I could. The first book I read this month was Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. I did not like this book. I didn't like the characters, I didn't like the world, I didn't like the point of view. I just didn't like anything of this book. It didn't occur to me or anything. Do you people see in this book? What? The next book I read this month was Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I am so glad I read this because it was amazing. 5 out of 5 stars. I loved the characters, I loved the world, I loved the plot, I just loved everything about it. I totally cannot wait to read Crown of Midnight. After that, I read the bookish and brainy book of the month, and that was Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I had high hopes for this book because everyone was raving about it, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, best book ever. I just didn't find anything really special about it. I did, though, love the writing style. I loved the writer's writing style. I just didn't like anything else. I was really enjoying this in the beginning. I loved it so much, but then it just faded. I just didn't really enjoy the rest of it. And everyone's talking about the major plot twist. No, I've seen better. Don't worry, when the sequel comes out, I will give it another try. Don't worry. This didn't feel as bad as Shatter Me. This wasn't as bad as Shatter Me. So, when I finished Red Queen, I needed another book to read, so I went to my library and found this book that I heard some things about, and it was Popular by Maya something. I'm sorry. I don't know her last name. Oh, I feel so bad. This is one of the first times I actually really liked a nonfiction book, because I hate nonfiction books, but this one I really loved. Follow Maya, who is not the most popular person. She's kind of an outcast and only has one best friend, and she finds this kind of popular guide from the 1950s, and she does this experiment where every month she'll use advice from each chapter, and there's some sad but funny ways that people respond. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars because I found the idea very, very creative. I love Maya's writing style, and I hope she writes more books. The next book I read this month was To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. This story follows our main character, Lara Jean, who does this thing where when she has a crush on this guy and she doesn't want to have a crush on him anymore, she writes him a letter and puts it in a hat box addressed to him. But one day, those letters are sent and crazy stuff happens. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars because I couldn't really connect with Lara Jean, but I still really enjoyed it. Does anyone else think the author is obsessed with Teen Wolf? Because there's so many references to Teen Wolf. Yep, I'm still on season 4. The reason why I read this next book was because I was losing hope in werewolf books. I tried reading Shiver, didn't really like it. Then we all know what happened with the Full Moon series. But I just needed more hope in werewolf books. So if you have some werewolf books, please comment down below. So I read 13 to Life by Shannon Danae, I have no clue. In the beginning, this book was very, very original to me, but as it went on, it was like a Twilight fanfiction. The main character lost her wonderful, funny personality. The werewolf, his reveal was so anticlimactic. She just asks if he's a werewolf, and he's like, yeah, I'm a werewolf. And then they just go on from there. So are you a werewolf? Yeah, I'm a werewolf. Okay. That is not how you react when someone tells you that they're a werewolf, which means they could turn into a wolf and slash you to death. You react like this. Thank you, Kevin McAllister. For this month, I did not start on a good note. Then I ended on a bad note also, and the book that I read next was Pretty Little Liars by Shara Shepard. I had heard great things about the show and the book. It was horrible. Who cares if you like your sister's boyfriend? I just felt everything was so stupid and predictable, and I watched the first 4 episodes of the series, and I just felt they were so dumb. Oh. And what's with the creepy doll covers? What does that have to do with the plot and story? Now let's get on to the April TBR. First book on my TBR for April is the Bookish and Brainy April book of the month, and that is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. What is Bookish and Brainy? Bookish and Brainy is a Goodreads group that I am one of the hosts of. You can find us on Goodreads. I hope you guys join us. The next book I'm planning to read in April is How I Found You by Gabriella Lepore. I am sorry. I find this cover so beautiful. I love it. And I've heard in the summary sounds really good, so yeah. Those are the books that I need to read in April, so I probably will read more books, but those are my definitely need to read in April, and also it's late and I want to play on my DS. Comment down below what you're going to read in April and what books you read in March. Bye!